Hi everyone, Bob here. Last day of 2 weeks off, accomplished a little bit. We didn't go out to the desert this time. That was planned because we wanted to make a few pieces of equipment and we also wanted to work towards completing some other pieces of equipment. I'd rather be out in the desert, but unfortunately we got to pay our dues and get this stuff taken care of and out of the way. I have here in front of me something that we just put together. It's an automatic classifier, kind of not exactly along the lines as the earthquake classifier that's so popular in the mining community. I wanted something that I didn't have to put my hands in and mess with it. I see the earthquake classifier, whenever they shovel into the round classifying units that are stacked, you still have to move your hand and help it along, and then you have to stop and empty this classifier and then that classifier. Well, for now, this is a 1/2 inch. And my goal is to shovel material in the top, and as it shakes its way down, the classified material will fall down below the 1/2 inch screen and down the edge and off into a bucket or into a tailings pile. And the only thing I want to have to do is pull that bucket out whenever it fills up, put another one in its place so that we can keep going. Problems that I had during the development of this is initially I wanted to run it off an AC motor attached to a small generator that I like to fly around with every time we go in the desert. I use my impact hammer, or my demolition hammer I should say. It's plugged into an AC generator, and I thought that why not carry that over into this. The problems I ran into was, of course, the AC units were not adjustable in speed, and whenever I attached a reciprocal saw to this device and turned it on, it just went full out 3,000 strokes per minute, and it just blasted it. I don't even think it went 3 strokes and boom, something popped. And I tried it with a grinder, AC, and we put an offset weight on there, and we just attached it to the spring-loaded part of the frame, hoping that when we plugged it in, just like in a dry washer, there's an offset weight, that it would vibrate it, but it vibrated so badly or so much that it broke out of whatever casing that we had it attached to the frame. Last but not least, it was a reciprocating saw, but our Ryobi DC with the rechargeable battery. It works really well. The only thing that I'm going to have to do is, when I come back next time and we continue working on this, I need to get a saw. We need to take it apart. We need to replace locks, add toggle switches, and see if there's some kind of switch that instead of pulling the trigger in and it increases in power or speed, to take that trigger out and replace it with some kind of a rheostat or something. I don't know. I think there's DC power control units out there that are pretty inexpensive, but there's still a lot to do. Thing is, I just want to show you real quick. I have material that's already been classified down to 1/2 inch because I'm not in the desert, but I can run it down here and at least show you what the motion of this thing is like. So here we go. specified no time. Okay, here we are with the Monster Rock Crusher. Still have a lot to do. The main two items that we worked on and were able to complete was the cover for the bearing, the front bearing. That's welded into place. I don't know if it's the steel or just the quality of the welder. I'm going to have to get a better one. The best that I could do is getting it tacked in place around the entire outside of that unit. But it's mostly to just keep dust in. And then for safety purposes, we've got the lid on the feed right here. So that'll keep any rocks that we drop in there that hit the chain hammers that are inside from ricocheting and bouncing back and hurting somebody, their eye, head, or whatever. Something else that we did, I'll grab the camera and swing it around over this way. There's a Lovejoy connector here that compensates supposedly for misalignment between the engine shaft and the hammer shaft on this side. We had a cheap rubber unit, and there's like a little grommet that fits in between these, and it's supposed to, I don't know, compensate for any vibration or just kind of smooth things out. The rubber piece did not last but a few minutes. It got thrown out of there a few times, but the shafts were like so far out of line the first time we tried to fire this thing up and use it. This time around, we used some shims and we tried to get the shafts better in line with each other. Still not sure that that's the case. We lengthened the keys that go into the shafts. And one more thing that we're going to do before I fire it up is to, let me adjust the camera angle here. These angled supports on the bottom, something tells me the engine in the back is sitting up and coming into the shaft. They're not coming in perfectly. It seems like the engine might be up in the back. So what I want to do is kind of cut these, maybe an 1/8 of an inch, all of them, all 4 of them across, and then just let them, that 1/8 of an inch gap, let them fall on top of each other, and that should line those up perfectly, and I'll re-weld those. And then I think it's ready to go. We should be able to bust up a bunch of rocks here pretty soon. So that's where we are with the rock crusher.